Two Dudes Reviews, and tonight we're going to show you how to properly butcher your very own spare ribs.
Well,
Look,
I don't
Sandy.
know. I don't know about properly butcher. Jay, if you're filming and my hair's not done, properly butcher. Well, we're gonna butcher. I'm not gonna say we're gonna be proper. But this is a full spare rib rack. You can get these on sale. If you're buying St. Louis cut ribs already, what you're buying is probably $3 or $4 a pound. These were like $1.67 a pound. You see, they're plenty meaty. There's plenty of sinew and meat to work with here. So the first thing I'm going to do when I get this full rack here is I'm going to cut off this flap. Now this flap gets cut off because it's not going to make for a good coverage of the spice that we're going to rub on this rib rack before we smoke it. So we're going to go ahead and cut that off. And you just kind of run your knife through that, peel it, pull it, and you can see there's a big old bowl, because this is the third one we've done. There's a big old bowl over here for all that, because that's not bad meat. That's just meat we're not going to cook for competition tomorrow. So we are doing a rib cook-off tomorrow. Should be kind of fun. On this end here, you have part of the breastbone of the pig. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take right here at the end of this rib, and I'm just going to take and cut this off. Now what we're cutting through here is cartilage. It's not bone. Okay, so you see the cartilage there. We are using a pretty good sharp knife. But again, this is a whole lot of really good rib meat that we can cook up, smoke up, make for tacos or anything else you want to make. So there's a couple of bones that we don't want. If you look here, you got what they call a shine or a bone out here, and we're going to carve that off. Now remember that we are doing this for competition. So it's more about what we're going to do for competition, and in competition you want them perfect, or as close to perfect as you can get. I will probably not use this rack because you can see how curved it is, versus over here, you see how square these racks of ribs are. So when you're cooking for competition, you want them to be as even as possible. These are two really good racks, but I'm going to give these racks a chance just in case. So on one end, you've got that rib that's sticking out that we don't want. Here's that bone, the bone that we do want to keep. And on this end over here, there's a big old flap of meat, and there's a little tiny bone over here. We're going to go ahead, find that bone, which is right there.
That's kind of a floater, yeah?
It's a floater. It's like your first rib in your own body. The cool thing about this first rib, though, is look at all of this fantastic meat. So you can put this in the crock pot. You can put it in your hot pot. You can smoke this up and barbecue it and make some really, really good pork for whatever you're gonna do with it. So now we've got it back down. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bones here. Okay, now we're going to flip this over, and now that I've kind of carved that out, we've got a couple things here. Over here we've got what they call a false lean. There's actually no lean meat on top of this fat, but I'm going to trim this fat away just a little bit. Again, I'm not liking the shape of this rack. I don't think we're going to use it tomorrow. I'm going to cook 3 racks of ribs tomorrow, but I'm going to carve it up just the same, because it'll be perfectly good meat to eat, and we will throw this in the freezer, and it'll be fine. This did kind of even out a little bit over here, so we want to go to bone number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This bone right here, that's about our center point. So if you're going to square up this rack, I want to take again 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Now I'm going to go straight across, and I'm going to slice straight across. What we're cutting through again here is cartilage, right? You see all the cartilage. So if you have a good sharp knife, it's going to cut right through that. That's, again, all very good meat. You look at the meatiness of that, right? So there's just rib tips. If you hear about rib tips, that's what they're using for rib tips. And you can smoke those up, barbecue those up. Again, this one's a little hot, a little wide here, a little narrow here. I won't probably use it for competition. But the lesson here is the same. So you can trim away kind of some of the fat. There's fat that will, fat that won't render. We'll get rid of that. I'm going to leave it right there so I'm not sliding off camera. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to pull this one around here. is we're going to remove this skin, this silver skin. Sometimes you buy a rack of ribs. I've actually purchased ribs, and this is already done. But since this isn't done on these, because they're more of a wholesale buy, all you want to do is take a butter knife and get under this first little section. Make a little flap there. Grab a simple paper towel. Hold your rib. The paper towel will allow you to grab the membrane here, and you're just going to peel. Sometimes it all comes off in one. Sometimes you're going to have to go back and do it a couple times, but it should peel fairly easily. There you go. The reason we're doing this is because this is a membrane between layers of muscle, and your salt, your rub, your spices are not going to penetrate that. So you want to remove that so that we can get some flavor on the underside. It's interesting because everyone is so focused on getting all their rub and all their sauce and everything on the top side of the rib, right? But if you think about it, let me find a little rib here. Okay, think about you're biting a rib, right? Here's the top of the rib. There's the bottom. Where's your tongue go?
Don't eat it, dude. Botulism.
Ah! Your tongue goes right here on the bottom. Make sure you season the bottom of your ribs. They'll taste better. Once we've done that, again, this is not an ideal rack, only because I could probably carve some more here, but this is kind of small compared to the other ones, which are really kind of all uniform size. So for competition, we're going to go here. For backyard barbecue, these are just fine.